Sabotaging patterns can really stop us in our tracks when it comes to reaching a goal, changing habits, or even thoughts and feelings. So let's do some EFT tapping to go to the root cause of why we might be sabotaging so we can release it at an energetic and subconscious level without another part of you fighting against it. So let's get started. Even though I am sabotaging myself, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I really want to do something, but each time it seems I sabotage myself. And it's very frustrating. I soothe and comfort myself. All of this sabotage. There are so many things I want to do. New habits I want to adopt. New healthy patterns I want to have. I want to change some aspects of my life because I'd be so much healthier and happier if I did. But it never seems to work. All of these goals I want to reach, no matter how hard I try, it doesn't seem to stick. And then I feel bad or guilty because I've started over so many times. But I just can't seem to keep it up. And I feel like a failure. Like I'm just not that ambitious. Or just not that disciplined. I make promises to myself. And I break them. And it feels terrible in my mind and body. I'm ready to change that. I clear the voices that say I can't. That's the voices of other people who might have passed a lot of limiting patterns to me. I was not born sabotaging. It's patterns trying to keep me safe. All of these beliefs, I can't make it happen. It's a belief that that voice in my head might be true. It doesn't have to be that way anymore. Because when you think about it, it's not really sabotage. It's misguided protection. Part of me doesn't feel safe doing what I want. For whatever reason it might be. It's not sabotage. It's misguided self-love. It's not sabotage. It's misguided safety. I choose to clear the confusion now. I've not been failing. I've been successfully keeping me safe. Whatever safe means for my subconscious. Part of my mind perceives safety a certain way. And I've been acting accordingly. There's a very strong part of me that could go against willpower and motivation to keep me safe. What if this was a big miscommunication? Maybe it was safe in the past. Maybe it was safe in a past life. Maybe this is a generational pattern. So that's why I've been sabotaging. Not because I'm lazy or stupid, but because part of me needed that pattern. I'm starting to see very clearly. And so is my energy and subconscious. I choose a new way. I choose an empowering way. I choose a new aligned way that brings me closer to what I want. Having love and compassion for that part of me that just wanted to keep me safe. That wanted to protect me from failure. That maybe wanted to protect me from success and rejection. Maybe if I achieve everything and I grow and evolve, I'll feel like I'm leaving loved ones behind. Maybe I'm afraid of being vulnerable at the top of success. Maybe I'm afraid of success or rejection. Maybe I'm afraid of having it and losing it. So part of me said, let's sabotage everything. Because if I can't have it, I can't be disappointed when I lose it. But I'm feeling disappointed every day. So I have ripened in my journey. I'm at this point where sabotage no longer floats my boat. I'm ready for something different. I've tried that method for years. It's not working. So the only option now is to have even a little faith and take one step forward at a time. The path will appear as I go. I can heal as I go. I don't need to have everything figured out. I just focus on the next baby step. Because when you compound baby steps, you actually get big changes. So I choose to stay focused on what it is I want. Because even half effort is better than no effort. I no longer waste my time beating myself up. The best time to start what I want was some time ago. The next best time to start is today. I trust I can be safe doing what I want. And if it feels weird or unfamiliar, what if that's just normal? What if it's a wonderful sign of growth? What if the fear or slight anxiety is simply proof that I'm growing? Just like crabs who shed their old skin and have to become vulnerable while they do, I shed old patterns and sabotage so I can grow stronger and more aligned. I trust in my divine guidance. I am worthy and deserving. I am free and open. I am open to possibilities. Even if I can't see them yet, it doesn't mean they aren't there. I'm getting better at this day by day. I grow as I go. Taking baby steps is safe and is self-love. So I take all of that energy invested in sabotage and I transmute it in baby steps forward. Keeping that part of me that always keeps me safe and using it to move forward in an aligned way. Okay, take a deep breath in and breathe out. I really hope that this EFT on sabotage helped. I highly recommend that if you want to start, whether that's, a business, a project, maybe you are wanting to launch a program, a course, or a product, maybe you want to start new health habits, a new sport, or whatever it is that you might be wanting to do, just start the day with this EFT video because it will shift the energy, and then from a different frequency, it's actually so much easier to get started than from an energy of resistance, which is a misguided form of self-protection. There's so many reasons why we could be sabotaging. Typically, what I see in clients, the root cause of sabotage is fear of success, fear of failure. And some people might say, well, why would I be afraid of success? That's all I want. So let me give you a short example of a very fascinating case of someone who came to me for massive procrastination and sabotaging patterns when it came to working on any aspect of her business. And she already had so much positive proof that it was working. She had people reaching out, wanting RTT, rapid transformational therapy sessions. So she didn't even have kind of the belief that it's not going to work, quite the opposite. So we did EFT and hypnosis to actually go to the root cause of why part of her was sabotaging her efforts to grow the business. Each time she would sit down in front of her laptop, she would either get these terrible migraines, or she would start scrolling on her phone, or she would deep clean the house, everything basically not to work on the business. And it was so interesting because we went back to scenes when she was a very young kid and a teenager, where she had to take care of her severely intoxicated mother, who was quite the alcoholic, to the point where she would pass out in a bar in town, or some strangers or neighbors had to call my client to say, hey, your mom has just crashed in my garden. Could you please take care of her or come and get her? And there was a few times where there was a very close call where she could have had severe consequences from alcohol abuse. And it was so interesting because my client's mind thought, well, if I have a successful business, it's going to take time. And if it takes me time, I will no longer be able to take care of my mom and she might die. So the deep root cause of the sabotage was a deep fear that her mom would die. Now, the very interesting thing about all of that is that at the time that we did the session and at the time that my client wanted to work on her business, her mom was no longer an alcoholic. She very much had her life together. She had been sober for, several years and was living a nice life. So it was an old pattern, an old fear that she developed when she was a kid and when she was a teenager. Oh my God, I'm going to lose my mom if I'm not available 24/7 to basically help her or save her. So her mind thought that anything that could take energy or time away from caring from her mom would lead to the death of her mom. And while that might have made sense back then, it obviously was completely obsolete, and an obsolete pattern and safety mechanism at the time we did the session. So she understood that. After the hypnosis, we also did a bit of EFT to clear some last fears that were kind of sticky and some specific events that were traumatic around her mom. And next thing you know, she was able to work on her business with motivation, energy, and alignment without having to fight against all of the sabotaging patterns, which were just a way to protect her. So if this resonates with you, if you've noticed patterns of sabotage, fear of failure, or anything really that you feel is holding you back, you can click the link in the description. And I have options for one-on-one support, either for months if you have many objectives and goals that you'd like to reach fast, or we can also do a deep dive within 4 sessions if you feel that that's more appropriate to your case. Just click the link in the description and you can send me a message or reach out wherever you see fit. So thank you so much for watching this EFT video. Share it with someone who could benefit from fully embracing new empowering habits, and I'll see you in the next video.